Speaking of your interviews, then, because obviously we've talked about speaking to the promoters. So you did tweet the list of Frank, and you had a list of people you wanted to speak to.
Yeah.
Now, one of those guys, you've ticked one off that list. Tell us about RVD.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam. I'm sorry for the people who are not seeing this, but yeah, I did the Rob Van Dam gesture.
You have to.
And in my entire wrestling fandom, let's say, I haven't been really a fan of specific wrestlers, except probably three main exceptions. One is the man that shall not be named. The other one is the other one grew on me very lately, and is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
More because of a personal reason than not what he actually did in the ring, especially when he was in WWE. And the other one is Rob Van Dam. Those are literally the only three person I can say I was a fan, like totally forgetting that I'm looking at a spectacle, at a show, and treat it as if that was real, and marking out for real when those guys won. And also let me add another thing. I don't have many pieces of wrestling merchandise and stuff like that. I really don't. I have literally like 3 wrestling DVDs. One of them is the guy that shall not be named. The other one is Bret Hart, and the other one is Rob Van Dam. Yeah. And so basically, that was literally a super marking out moment for me. I was shaking. I've been for more than 10 years now. Only lately I became a podcaster, but I've been a journalist on written papers, and I never had problems. I don't know, very important actors, singers, opera dancers, whatever. I never had a problem. Politicians, important politicians, I had a chance to interview. I literally never had a problem with that. I was never nervous. I didn't give a fuck, basically. Mm-hmm. That wasn't like that with Rob Van Dam. I was so nervous at the beginning, and he was so cool because of course he's cool, but I mean, I think he saw that. I think he saw that, and he wanted to make me feel at ease with the situation. And I think he did it really quickly at the beginning of the interview. Then the audio went off for a minute, for an entire minute. Skype froze, and I was like, oh my fucking God, what? Like, now, this is the only time that happened to me during wrestling interviews. Yeah. For an entire minute, I couldn't hear anything. It was just this like fuzzing image of Rob Van Dam. And after you can't hear that because of course I edited that out of the final cut. But after this final minute, when I was really desperate, I heard him saying, "You should see your face," and he was laughing at me, basically. That was I was like the happiest in my entire life when I heard that, because the audio came back and the video as well. So, and he was so professional. He basically answered again to the same question. So the end result is kind of flawless. I don't think people can tell that this has been recorded in two different cuts.
Yeah, I don't recall hearing a cut in the episode.
No. It was there were many cuts, but this one was a massive one. And from that point onwards, I said, okay, that's the worst thing that could happen. And I was so relieved of that. And it was as I think I tweeted that out as well. That was more than anything, more than something that made me happy as a fan. It was a learning experience, because when you have to deal with somebody who's been doing that at that level for 30 years now, he knew how to space things. He knew how to phrase his sentences. He knew when he had to hit and when he could be more serious, more fun. It was people just think of Rob Van Dam just this stoned guy who used to wrestle in ECW, but it's not like that. He really is a performer and a world-class entertainer. And if you're interviewing this kind of personalities, like not only wrestling, I think that applies to everything, basically, like famous musicians, actors, whatever. You have to step up your game. You have to be at their level, and that's so fucking hard to do. I learned that it was so hard to keep up with him, and I'm forever thankful that he gave me this opportunity, because he decided to do that. Because people often ask me, how in the blue hell did I reach Rob Van Dam? I didn't. He did. I didn't have any contact with I don't think he has a manager, and I didn't have any email to write to or any kind of contact. I just tweeted out a couple of times, "Oh, that would be cool to interview you," but
he replied to your tweet, didn't he?
Yeah, he replied me. He replied twice. Like the first time, I think I had joined Twitter 3 weeks prior to that, and I don't know, maybe I had 70 followers or stuff like that, and he retweeted me to something that I wrote and was like, "Oh fuck, okay," and then he replied, and I was just like, "Oh, it would be cool to interview Rob Van Dam," and I tagged him, and he decided to do that, but after that, he went silent, radio silent, and I didn't have any chance to contact him. So I didn't want to brag too much about this thing, because, of course, you haven't. I don't know if that's a saying in English. You haven't hooked the fish or stuff like that. And I went radio silent. Yes, and. I think he didn't contact me for a week or something like that. Then one morning, when I was minding my own business and doing other stuff, I received this DM on Twitter. It was Rob Van Dam. Okay. He said, and he simply said, "We can do this anytime except Tuesdays."